Hello everybody and welcome back to 3-2 Brew. We are going to be running through the 19.05 Premodern League. It was good to be back and playing again, and I've been really honestly in the background toying with a bunch of decks. I've played some Moneyball, I did a little test on Reanimator, I did a ton of mud testing. I had a couple of local tourneys I started going to. My wife and I just bought a house. So I've been doing a lot of house stuff, and then in between scheduling every once in a while a tourney if I could make it. So I haven't been playing or doing a whole lot of recording because also this microphone that I'm currently speaking into was buried in a box, and I was able to finally dig it out and actually set up a really nice kind of battle station to record at, which I'll put up on the screen if I remember to. But I'm back, and we're playing Blue-Red Tinker. I have a tournament coming up on, I believe, the 27th or 29th of November up here in New Hampshire. It is for a Mox, which personally I don't really care about prize tournaments. I just like to play and have some good competition. But hopefully a good amount of people come out, and my homie from back in PA is actually coming up for the tournament. So I'm going to put together a deck that I think would be something in my wheelhouse. I really enjoy Mud, but haven't found a good shell yet. And I haven't tried the blue-red, which is what this is. This is trying to combine Phyrexian Devourer combo with the just straight-up Welder Prison decks. And this is kind of my first pass. I did a couple games of testing, but not a huge amount. And I'm a little bit scared, to be quite frank, that I'm splitting the deck too much. And I haven't, and A, I can't find a balance, and B, this isn't the balance, but deck revolves around the combo side is Phyrexian Devour and Altar of Dementia, and Tinker to find it. So Phyrexian Devour is greater than power 7, you bury it, but you can continue to remove it, cards from top of your library with that trigger on the stack, and then you sacrifice it to Altar of Dementia and kind of mill the opponent's deck out. The alternate to that is you continue to eat with Phyrexian Devour with Altar of Dementia, or without Altar Dimension, you just have Fling, and you fling it for 20 plus damage to kill your opponent. That's kind of the combo side of this deck. The other side of the deck is completely kind of a toolbox deck. So you're playing Welder, which allows you to loop stuff like Tangle Wire and Winter Orb. But with 4 Tinkers in the deck, you kind of get a ton of room, which I think I went maybe a little overboard actually with the way this is going to get set up. And actually, give me 1 second. Computer isn't working, which I apologize for, but it's actually 2 Fire Diamond and 2 Sky Diamonds. I got rid of the Mind Stones because they were a little bit finicky when it came to setting everything up and having the mana you need. But you get back on track here. You get a lot of leeway with stuff like Phyrexian Furnace, Tormod's Crypt, Powder Keg, Sabo's Web, Smokestack, and one of my favorite cards, which is Mishra's Helix, which I will put my Honda Helix that I purchased up on the screen here if I remember as well. Mishra Helix was one of my favorite, but all of these can be got with Tinker and kind of be a situational play. So it's not a true toolbox as you think of that comes with survival and everything, but it's more of a situational toolbox where if you have the card and the mana and the sacrifice, you kick it out for something else. Now, obviously, you want to normally execute, Tinker into Altar of Dementia, Tinker into Phyrexian Devourer, but if you're playing more of the mid-range combo control game, you can start locking them under a couple different pieces, and then you bring out your big body Karn and you start beating down with them and they, are locked out of the game. I had a good amount of luck with smokestacks and testing, just pulling out smokestacks and just slowly stacking out the opponent until eventually I find a Tinker with enough mana, sack the smokestack, bring out the Karn and beat them down, so as long as I have some other pieces online. But regardless, there's a stacks control piece of this, but there's also a combo piece. So it's splitting the deck, which worries me a bit, but we'll see how it plays out through the league. Hopefully get some good insights so I can begin to, do a little bit more tinkering and testing. But we also have 4 Ancient Tomb, 4 Traders, so we have a full set of Soul Lands with 3 Croesus Catacomb, which is a fantastic bounce land, 4 Gemstone Mines, 1 single mountain. That's because the deck is very, very red heavy. I honestly would have liked to have snuck in some kind of blue source as well, like a single island, but Croesus' Catacomb is probably best we can do. And then 4 Shivan Reef, so it's a heavy mulligan deck to be quite frank. Sideboard here, I packed 4 Hydroblast and 4 Pyroblast, or sorry, 2 Pyroblast, so 2 Pyroblast, 2 Hydroblast. Want to be able to hit both. Something really important with Hydroblast that is a bit more of a French case now, but is the price of progress. We also have 2 Overload to hit stuff like Shrimp, 3 Defense Grid to shut down some control decks, 3 Pyroclasm to try and help us with a bit of the aggro, 1 Ensnaring Bridge to pull out and bring in as part of our Tinker package. There's a Rushing River here, which just lets you kick stuff back to the hand. It's a really real way of dealing with enchantments. So I'm a bit iffy if this is a one-of, but we'll see how it runs. And then 1 Masticore. I did pull this deck from some MTG decks, and I did a lot of rework to it, to be quite frank. So I wanted to see what it looked like in a little bit different manner, and some of the stuff they ran I wasn't a huge fan of. But I'm very interested to see how this plays. I love Mud. It's one of my favorite archetypes to play, so I hope it does well. But without further ado, let's hop on into it. We are on the play in our second match here. It's a tempting start, but I'm going to mulligan. Alright. Turn 1 Chromatic Sphere into Furnace. Turn 2 Tangle Wire. But where am I going then? I don't know. I guess we can redraw with Sabo's Web. I'm going to bottom the orb for now. Alright. Let's go Chromatic Sphere. And then Phyrexian Furnace. I like the Gimli. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of Universes Beyond. I'm really not either. But I do like Gimli a lot, one of my favorite characters. They're going to take the Tangle Wire here. They should name it. That's what I would name. Yep. That's no big deal. I'll drop in the Sabo's Web. I'll be able to eat that with Furnace, luckily. Exile. Get rid of that Cabal Therapy. Hopefully we can find a welder. That would give us a little bit more velocity here. Its hand was a bit slower, and I did bottom the Tangle Wire, or bottom the, whatchamacallit, to rely on the Winter Orb, to rely on the Tangle Wire. I don't know if they're going to have a whole lot over there. Well, I can at least get that online. That's pretty nasty. I consider traders drop Helix. We'll see if they have a second color or not, but that might just quickly begin to lock the game out. That hurts. Okay, that's fine. And we have colors here, so I'm going to hit them with the Furnace. Never leave your relic untapped. They got some graveyard hate from my Tangle Wire. And I am just going to cycle this. There's nothing I could draw that would be mind-blowing for 1 mana. I'm actually going to just chill on this for a moment. I want to try and build up to 5 mana if possible, because I would really very much so enjoy to play my Video Traders into a Mishra's Helix. Second Swamp. Okay, they eat the bottom of my graveyard. Powder Keg. That's fine. Give me another land here. Tinker. Ooh, I don't even know what would really begin to lock them up that bad. I think I wait on the Tinker. I think I play smart here. I just drop in the Tangle Wire. Honestly, Tinker for Thrawn's Dynamo is not a non-zero play here. That allows us to pop off a Mishra's Helix and tap down their 2 lands. This is going to hit their Furnace, everything. But that's only a this turn thing. The Powder Keg is going to be pretty devastating when it goes off, but we have a 1, 2, and a 3. I don't really know if they have like a desired number they want to hit. It's an interesting position. Because I can... Alright. Remove that. I'm just trying to think through what we can do here. We draw a land. We're in a lot more business. Hit all 3 of them. Leave my lands up. Okay. We only got 4 mana. That's sort of the problem here. Let me just eat this Chromatic Sphere. I know it's a bit of a nombo, but we take that. So we can float, drop 2. I know I probably should have waited, but I want to get this Mishra's Helix online. Threatening this Powder Keg is non-zero. And I kind of want to get them ticking up here. If we could get Powder Keg up to like the 3 range to try and take down this Mishra's Helix would be pretty nasty. Kind of feel like we're just in a lock position. We're going to redraw here. At least I think they are. Seems like they're going to. I love mono black decks. I have a ton of fun with them in this format. I'm very interested to see if they tick this up or not. We'll be down to 2. And then if we could find some more mana, we're going to be online with a Phyrexian Devour, which is pretty nasty. Yep, cycle in their Furnace. Smart move. Okay. Land drop from them? Yeah, that hurts actually. That hurts real bad. But that's okay. We can at least tap them down if we don't draw a land here. This will go to 2. I have Sabo's Web hanging out here. Okay. Nasty. Okay. That hurts a bit, but that's okay. They're gonna tap 2 down here. See if they add another tick onto Powder Keg or not. Okay. I really need another mana source here to get this Thrawn Dynamo online. If I can get mana source plus Thrawn Dynamo, I'm then in for Devour. They're at 2 right now. We'll see if they go to 3. They kind of have to deal with this Helix, right? Actually, I guess I need 2 more mana sources. I keep thinking all my lands are soul lands. Are they ticking up or not? They are. Beautiful. Okay. Duress. That hurts. They get Thrawn Dynamo or Tinker. They're probably going to take Tinker. Yeah. Yeah, I'll let them have it. That's fine with me. I got more Tinkers in the deck. It's not a big deal. I really just need some lands here. Being behind on the mana race really hurts. Soul Land would go crazy. But we've burned through quite a bit of them, trying to get ahead. That might be stupid, but I'm I'm somewhat interested in it. But that makes, nah, I can't do it because it makes my Thrawn Dynamo more expensive. I'm just drawing, I'm kind of drawing gas, but just not the lands anymore. I don't have the revealed stuff away. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they ate two of my key pieces for mana. It's not a very mana heavy deck. You really need to kind of blast past two, which is what the soul lands are for. Please let me select a second soul land. Okay. Pay. Tap 2. Skeletal Scrying would be pretty nice here. They had it. It's going up to 4. I wonder if they're planning to, what they're planning to do here. I mean, they could definitely beat me from this position, too. We should import. Only has one activation, and then it's tapped down until they deal with the Sabo's Web. Some more mana, please. Can you spout a mana? Second powder keg. And they're just drawing exactly what they need over there. It hurts. Hurts to see it and feel it. Okay, you don't gotta tap anything down. Maybe I should have sent that Tinker. I don't know. I'm gonna float this out there just because I can, I guess. I'm only planning to hit 2 swamps here with the Helix. They don't gotta tap anything. Powder keg's gonna go up. Wonder if they're gonna leave it on 6 for Devour. Be kind of stupid too, but 1, 2. Done. Take those 2 out. I think that's my only Helix in this list, I'm pretty sure. I mean, we just haven't been able to get anything down, sadly. Could have spent one of the counters on Gemstone Mine to hit the second swamp. Probably wasn't a bad idea, honestly. But I just, with mana being so tight at the moment, I don't want to really risk it. I can just get one more piece for this Thrawn Dynamo. I can then stick a Sphere of Resistance and just start looking a lot nicer. Even though I've only played a handful of matches with this so far as well, I just don't feel overly confident with the deck. I don't know if it's because the combo base or what. I'm just not much of a combo player, to be frank with everyone. I'm not really, it's not something I really play much, especially in Constructed. Ooh, that's a nice pickup. Nice. Load a little white here. Gonna Croesus Catacombs. I actually really like the way these interact. Makes these catacombs feel like a lot less risky of an addition. I'm going to drop in Thrawn Dynamo. They should pop their powder keg. I'm just going to put in Thrawn though. I'm not going to put in Sphere because I want to see what they do with their powder keg over there. That's on 1 currently. Okay, take out 5. That's fine with me. I mean, I can still Phyrexian Devour and just beat into them. But they're fully untapped now. I got punished for bottoming that Winter Orb. Next turn I'm up to 7 mana. They're at 2 with the keg. Sabo's Web is probably kind of toasty for him right now. Yeah, that's whatever. They're doing a good job on. I mean, they've hit how many? Yeah, all 3 wastelands. I mean, not non-zero, let's be honest, to boot it. Gonna play out Gemstone Mine. You know what? I'm gonna run this out. I just want to see what they do about it. So honestly, I want them to continue ticking up the powder keg. Okay, so they get to drop off their port. But now I get to restock with Winter Orb into Sphere. Interesting. We'll see where this develops into. I really like this blacklist though. It's just been full of just artifact, just nonsense. 2 powder kegs, a couple of duress effects. I want to see him tap low here. Ancient Tomb. Doesn't he have one other Devourer in the deck I could potentially hit? Whatever they do here, I can just do on top of it as well. City Traders. So I need to go up to a 4/4. So this will be 4 minus 1. So it would be -2 -3. Okay. What'd they exile for that contagion? Innocent blood. Why? Why would you do that? That's not going to impact me at all. Or do they pitch another spear? No. I don't know how this nether spirit got in there. Let me just eat something off the top here. 4? 3? Okay. I can get risky with 3. That is fantastic. I love how that works with contagion. Winter Orb. Into Sphere of Resistance. Yes, I know I can't tinker now. And they're just going to continue to bring back Nether Spirit, but I'm okay with it for a moment. Never actually really got to play against this deck. I've seen it played a couple of times, actually. I was looking at playing it myself. We're going to be ahead on mana. They can just continue to chump block with Nether Spirit. But look at these counters. How crazy is that? The minus counters and the plus counters. But they're going to have to continue to sack it, aren't they? That's crazy. They have more Innocent Bloods on the way, though. That could be bad for us. But we're hitting them for 3 every turn. That's actually disgusting. I don't want to risk it because I have quite a bit of 4s in my deck. So I don't want to go through and risk it for the biscuit with that, but everything costs a whole lot more now. They're on a 4-turn clock. They have to bring back Contamination or another Spirit, and then Contamination does work. They can't cast a spell that isn't free at the moment. Hit me with Contagion again, I can just exile a little bit more. It actually put us into a pretty advantageous position if they did that. Can't do nothing but play a land. They could play a land and then cast a 1-drop. Innocent Blood would be pretty nasty here, but... Nice. Main step. One. Do I actually have enough? No. Womp womp. That's okay with me. I was thinking about Exile in there too. With the Phyrexian Devour, just to be greedy. I would have hit a 6-drop. The beauty of it. Another spirits. It's sweet. Incantation's pretty nasty, but it's a handful of things I just don't want to trifle with right now. I'd love to find myself my Mishra's Helix here. Gemstone mine? Float? Let me actually undo here. I'm gonna get in for attacks. This costs 8. That'd be 5 plus 3. Okay, sacrifice it. Dun, 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 dun. Beautiful. And you're probably thinking, oh, you should hit the Nether Spirit when they untap. It's actually a bad idea. At least I think so. Because they continue to sack, and I don't really care because I'm mostly colorless. Pyroclasm's not bad. Ensnaring Bridge is in it. Defense Grid is in it. Masticore is a pretty nasty threat. They had a ton of artifacts. I actually think Overload's worth my time. Name permanent. Actually, I don't hate that also, in case I do get locked under. They're gonna have they have a great amount of removal for the graveyard, but I still think there's moments for Goblin Welder. I'm not really high on Chromatic Sphere. The more that I've played, I just don't really love it. But it is a redraw, but it's just a filter. I guess I can cut one. These Mind Stones are nice to have. Also, for anyone watching the beginning, I accidentally submitted the deck list that had the Mind Stones in them like a doofus. So here we are, sadly, but that's okay. Zava's Web did work. Sphere did both crazy work. Smokestack. I don't really think Smokestack's going to be nasty against them because they do hit their land drops. They can't stop Fling. They can't stop a quick combo. Mishra's Helix, I think, is fantastic against them. I know it's kind of counterintuitive, but I do think that there's play. I think we go less into the Goblin Welder package here, solely for the fact that they used so much graveyard hate. They had a main deck for you know, an unbelievable amount. I don't like winning the clock, and I'm not playing the clock, but clock is a legitimate factor here. Whether we want to address the elephant in the room or not, it just is. I know this seems kind of meh in a sense, but I really like having Powder Keg for any kind of tomfoolery they might want to put down the board. Oh, thank God. I thought they skipped their turn. I was about to be legitimately bummed. Out of everything in my hand, I really don't want Powder Keg getting duressed. So I'm just going to lead on that. That does put us to 3 mana for next turn. It wouldn't really matter either way. But that's perfectly fine. Yeah, go ahead. I'm actually A-okay with that. I have a 1-drop. I don't gotta worry too hard about. I'm gonna leave this keg on 0 for a while. There's nothing currently presenting itself as a threat to me. A sphere. Through the breach. This next turn, then I can hit the chromatic sphere down to the battlefield field. I think this deck should have more than 2 of these. Probably should have 3. Okay, so they're gonna get to kind of stun lock me for a turn. Sorry, I don't have a quick mute button, so whenever I cough, I gotta actually cough. Tangle Wire, that's perfectly fine. I have some non-sackable lands that can come down. They can keep hitting the tomb, but don't bother me. Ooh, Wasteland, okay, that bothers me a little bit. Look at this control they have over here. Just nasty. Just nasty. I'm not going to play the City of Traders just to play something. The thing also about like the way that their deck functions is that like, yes, I'm getting taken off of soul lands, but they're also not on high mana counts or nothing. Right now, Contamination is a world of hurt for me. But they can tap me down, and that's totally fine. I'm not going to put a fuse counter. I'd like one more normal land, please. That's actually pretty solid. What I'm going to do here, then, is I'm just going to spend 2 and just make a chromatic sphere. If I want to cycle it, I can. Might have been a bit bold. Sorry. Might have been a bit bold to play it out like that, but I don't mind burning a bit of a gemstone. They have a double port setup now. That's a bit of a problem. Okay. I think chromatic sphere is worth the redraw here. No, actually, I'm gonna keep it around. Okay. No fuse counter. Another ancient tomb. Okay. I'm gonna play it out. We're hitting our lands. I have nothing to hit with overload yet. I'm just sort of laying in wait. So they're just gonna double port here. And what they can't do is take me off of any kind of... Yeah, hit the gemstone mine. Love it. I'm just going to slam down a tangle wire here. Ooh. I don't quite have the mana for it because of the sphere. But that's okay because I'm going to have it next turn. This tangle wire is doing the Lord's work right now. Let them tap some permanents. We have oodles of permanents to tap over here. Fortunately, it won't hit their contamination when that becomes a thing, but hitting them for 4 here is not non-zero. If I untap, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I actually could play a Triskelion. But strong chance they have an Innocent Blood. What are they doing? Oh, are they Skeletal Scrying? Yeah, it's only 3 mana you could spend on that. Skeletal Scrying the house. Lets you use up your graveyard. Yeah, you burn some life, but yeah, it's a resource. Probably gonna tap down Powder Keg Sphere Tangle Wire here. What's this do? Oh, interesting. You can pop out what land made it. I never knew that. Green Life's not an instant, is it? Skeletal Scry. Oh, they paid 4 because of Sphere. I was like, what is going on over there? I was so confused. It's a nice reload for them. Skellion's also just not non-zero, which I kind of like. Can't cast anything because of the Sphere. Fading. Top. Let that fade. I have nothing to hit yet. No. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. Okay. Ooh. Hachimama. It's gonna cost me quite a bit. So let's spend a turn setting up here. We'll just start with a setup. No big deal. If they play something consequential to what we're trying to execute, then we can be a bit worried about it, but they're tapping down 3 over there. Mastercore has a regenerate clause, so we're going to need a total of 7 mana to let him... Wow, they found their 3rd port. That's crazy work. Engineer plague on who? Is it for the Devour? It is. That is... Actually, I guess it doesn't hit the Triskelion. That's huge right there. I think that might actually hurt him quite a bit in the long run. Now I'm going to be able to deploy this Mastercore with Regenerate available. No. We can do it to the Sphere and the Tangle Wire. Ooh. Ooey, ooey, ooey. For 4 mana, I could effectively lock them out of the game. I don't hate that, especially because I have an overload in my back pocket. 1, 2, and then 4, and then I have untapped currently quite a bit. Do I want to try and run them into the lock here? Or do I want to get Mastercore online? Tough decision. I think I want to try and walk them into the lock for 4 mana. It's a darn good deal. I can tap down 4 of their lands. That's actually really good right now. I'm going to tinker away my Chromatic Sphere. And I'm going to grab Helix. I'm just going to go crazy on them. I love Mishra's Helix. Love, love, love that card. They're going to have to tap 2, and then they'll have a handful remaining. But I'm just going to continue to bring the smoke with a Sphere out. Could have got like a Karn there, maybe. Dun, 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 dun. I know it's a bit risky using that gemstone, but 1, 2, 3, 4. But we do have bounce lands, even though I value City of Traders more technically. So we need 5 for this. I guess we can take a bit of pain off the Ancient Tomb and not be too buggered about it. From there on out, we're kind of blocking them out. I'd love to find me another Helix. Or sorry, another Thrawn Dynamo. No, no need for that. Just tap down the Tangle Wire. Very nice. Put that on the bottom. I'm going to return a City of Traders to my hand. And then play out Mastercore. Okay. Play out Mastercore. So I can drop Triskelion. Not be too buggered about it. I'm only going to tap one thing down. If I can just take them off of black, life would be pretty good. Let's see how much mana I have. Let me see. Actually, without that. That's 5. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Although... they would need double Wasteland. I hate this UI so much. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Really struggling. I know I lost the gemstone mine there, but that's okay. So they have enough for contamination up. I think I am going to pitch this Triskelion. Not 100% sure. I'll regenerate. That's fine. They might have a second one. And that's honestly okay as well, because Triskelion still works. Does that not work? I guess that's only destroy. I don't actually know what regenerate does. I haven't played with it a whole lot, so. That's a-okay with me. Okay. Fading. Put the fade there. What are they tapping down? Okay, Ancient Tomb. That doesn't bother me at all. Remove the fading trigger. Well, I mean, the upside with the Massacre, at least I don't gotta that bang, or at least I don't gotta discard. So that's locked out by that, and I'm okay with that. I'm gonna keep this pushing. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So it's gonna be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. Let them have a port. I'm okay with that. Once I get comfortable enough, I can play Devour. Or, sorry, Triskelion. I don't have any interest in Keg. Okay. Tinker. What for? I don't actually know what I would tinker for. And what would I get rid of? Keg? Kind of one keg. I like having Sphere. I'm going to hang on to this, I think, for a little while. I could tinker for a Thrawn Dynamo. I want to trade my powder keg for that. I kind of do, don't I? Oh. But I am tinkering away. Whatever. I kind of like this line a lot, actually. Let's see what else we got. Devour, Mindstone. I could grab Karn, but they have so many innocent bloods. It's almost not even worth my time. Sabo's Web would be a house here. Actually, Sabo's Web would be pretty dirty. I'm going to grab Sabo's Web. I know that's not what the plan was, but that eats their ports. They have 3 ports. Pretty serious business over there. Ooh. Shalom. Okay. So this is probably the last time I really use Ancient Tune. But need to start being safe and smart. ZI. That's an issue. I don't have a ton of time left, but ZI is going to be tough for me to beat. I think we're going to have to invest heavy into Karn next turn. It's just sort of the whoo. All right. Let me play out Karn. This will be nasty blocking. And I can animate some stuff. Ooh, GG's. Wow, we got the win here. Didn't really see that coming off with just a Karn activation. I guess they were low on time, sadly, but it's a good grindy match. I like this deck a lot. I just feel like we're actually relatively well suited against it. You know, we have a combo option, but also we just have a ton of lock pieces. I'm still not super high on the combo side of the deck, but the blue-red's starting to kind of, you know, become my friend. So, all right, let's talk on the outro here a bit. Well, everybody, we went 1-1. We lost to a red-green slivers aggro deck, which we didn't know what it was after game 1. And then we just beat Contamination 2-0. So we went 0-2, 2-0, 2-2 through the first 2 matches. I'm only doing 2 match videos moving forward because I don't have as much time to record as I did prior with working on the house and everything else. So, but this deck feels schmedium at the moment. I've really been enjoying Tinker and the toolbox that comes with it. I'm very intimidated by toolbox. I always feel like I mess up lines. I felt that way when I played goblins with Goblin Matron. I'm always very intimidated to play something like Survival, which is why I haven't bought any yet. But this is kind of a nice intro and a situational piece. I have a deep love for Mud. Before I started playing any IRL events or even MTGO, I'm very intimidated by going into like in-person events. I just didn't grow up playing Magic and like a bit socially awkward, to be frank. So, but when I got my new current job, I actually bought myself Mud because I really wanted to start going to events and like overcome that anxiety. So I own a lot of, it's just straight mono brown Mud. But I have a deep love for it. I love playing stacks. So I like the Welder Tinker side of this deck, and I don't love Devour. We'll see how it plays the rest of the league. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy about it, but I think that we move this Devourer package into the sideboard and make room for it and bring a couple other pieces over and probably another Karn and some other stuff, you know, one more piece in, and just try and see how it plays. We could free up quite a bit in the sideboard, I think, just off of that. But yeah, I'm quite interested to see how blue-red feels. I was a bit scared with the mana, and the mana is a bit shoddy. This version obviously is not the one we're playing. I apologize, but it's just the one that I actually have made on here now. So once I think you get Fire Diamond and Sky Diamond into the mix, it'll be a lot better, but is what it is for now. So I appreciate everybody watching. Until next time, this has been 3-2 Brew. Cheers.